Welcome back again to our political interview today. We are with Henry Nyamuya, who will be helping us to discuss key political development that we've seen and experiencing here in our country. This is Kenya News Alert TV together with Channel 7 News East Africa, where our discussions, we believe, they are non-partisan and they are not favoring any part of political discussions. Now, Henry Nyamuya, how are you?
I'm very fine, my brother.
How have you been?
I've been well, fine, since morning up to now.
You are happy?
Very happy.
What makes you happy?
I'm alive.
He is saying that he is happy and is alive, so today is going to help us to discuss some key political developments. Now, Narok Senator
Yes.
Ole Dama,
Yeah.
Ole Kina,
Yeah.
he's saying that come 2027,
Yeah.
we need to have 50% leadership positions for female ladies, 50% governors, 50% MPs, 50% women rep, MPs, senators, all leaders in any aspect of leadership in our country that will be provided by the constitution there to be 50%. He's saying that female leaders are caring. They care a lot to their subjects whom they represent, and they are less corruptible. It's not easy to convince and bring a female leader into the corruption scandal. I don't know how true this could be. What's your take on this?
It can be easy, of course, if they really follow and agree on what they are saying. You know, Oredama, let me start with Oredama. Oredama has been a member of parliament before he came to the Senate. He has been in parliament. And the gender rule issue has been a struggle in parliament. In fact, I think from the 11th, 10th parliament, even before 10th parliament, MPs have been trying to change our constitution to fit gender balance. But it has been a struggle, actually, because they really tried. That's why we created women rep. Women rep is not even in our constitution, but they created it to bring gender balance in parliament. Of course, we succeeded, but parliament, the same parliament, including Oredama when he was in parliament, failed. The MPs of course failed, yani kuelewana na hiyo kipengele ya gender balance. They have been fighting for it to succeed for the gender balance actually, or imekuwa shida. Now, to my suggestion again, and I said this somewhere, is that in order to have gender balance, we need to start one by one, not at once, as Oretama is saying, because he's one of the leaders who have failed both parliaments. He has been in parliament, actually. They have tried this, but it became impossible for them to amend, to amend or change the constitution to an gender balance.
Now, that's according to him.
Yeah, it's according to him. Now again, there is something here I am also suggesting. What if we have, for example, if a female wins in governorship in the county, then we have a male deputy. And if a male deputy wins, we have automatically the deputy will be the female. So as to balance, actually, because if you tell the people that they fought for, as Orizama is saying, we fought for a woman today, and the other round we fought for a man. You know, it's people who elect. It's people who elect members. Yeah.
Now, if I did not get you wrong, you've talked about maybe the parliament has tried to look away where we can have a gender balance in leadership. And now that you've been in leadership positions all over the country, in some leadership positions, is it true that when female leaders are in position, they care more about their subjects? Maybe if a female is an area MCA, member of county assembly, and she's maybe elected to represent peoples of Ward A in a particular county, and when you compare the same leader with a different male member of county assembly, these female leaders have the heart of a mother, and they know the pain maybe their constituents are suffering from, and they're able to deliver for them. Is it true that they care more than men care in leadership positions?
First, Manuel, thank you for that question. But the only problem we have in this country is corruption. You know, if you try to reason to the manifesto, to what when a politician wants to ascend to power, the way he holds people, the way he can address people of what he's going to do, what he's planning to do to change the economy, to change the constituency, even against the other leader who has been there, is completely different with what they do after when they have won the elections. Why am I saying corruption? I think everyone could be a good leader if only people follow the law. We don't follow our constitution. We don't fear the rule of law, which we created by ourselves. That's why you are seeing corruption is rampant everywhere. From the grassroots, chiefs, county commissioners, governors. That's why money is rooted, land is grabbed, and all this is happening because of corruption. Maybe, no, I'm coming to your question.
I want you to answer
No,
me direct.
I'm coming to your question. Yeah. Now, we can have even men who are good in leadership. But because of being, yani, mlengo fulani, they follow what they are advised by their leaders at the top. Okay. Women, when you compare men and a woman, actually, I can also believe that women can make good leaders than men.
True.
Yeah, it's true. Because I don't know whether is that fear or that ile nini sio mama tutahitaji, yani ile mama ile huruma mama anakuwa nayo,
the motherly love.
Yeah, motherly love. So even actually let me give an example of
you'll talk. So if I've not gotten you wrong, Mr. Nyamoya, you are saying that female leaders, they can make good leaders. The problem is that we have corruption in the Kenyan system of leadership and governance that makes it easy for men to be more corruptible or female. That's what I want to answer. Now, between male leaders and female leaders, who are more corruptible?
Even if you are elected today and you are a Christian, but as much as the system is corrupt, you also become corrupt. You know, that's why I'm saying there maybe even we can't rule out men. They can be good leaders, but actually when they cope with the system, they do completely irrelevant. They don't work for the people again. They don't work. They don't. Yani hawafanyi vile inavyotakikana.
Now, that's according to Henry Nyamoya, trying to explain that it's the corrupt system of governance that we're experiencing in our country that makes it difficult for our leaders to deliver to their subjects. When you are elected, you have got good ideas, good plans on how to change the leadership of your particular area. But when you get into the system makes to become corrupt.
Yeah.
And by becoming corrupt, it makes you maybe not be able to deliver. Now, I have a question on the same.
I was giving another example before. You go there, please. Please, I'm giving like Mavoko as an example.
Okay.
Which has been in news. everywhere throughout the country. You see now, what we are told is that officials, government officials, who are supposed to be trusted are the ones who are involved in the case concerning Mavoko. Chiefs are involved, county commissioner is involved, a senior police officer is involved. I don't know whether you have that information. Government officials are involved. Those people who their houses were demolished, in fact, imagine they bought that land through government officials, even officers from land registry, they are also involved. These are the people now who have been summoned to go and answer what happened. So that's why I'm giving corruption as an example, because everywhere any Kenyan leader is working or anybody is working, there must be corruption.
So is it true that all leaders that we have in Kenya are corrupt?
Few, 2% are the ones who are not corrupt, but 98% they are corrupt.
Can you name one of the leaders in the 2% category?
Is Maraga, former Justice Maraga. I can name Maraga, former CJ Maraga. I can name him.
So according to you, Dr. Justice Senior Counsel Justice Maraga was not corrupt?
Actually, he was not corrupt.
And you remember, he was not a politician.
No, let me tell you. But he is working. You know, when you are in that topic, remember you are working with the politicians. A chief justice, like the chief justice we are having now,
okay,
she is commanded by the government.
But do you know that the judiciary is an independent body?
Can you justify the fact? It's a puppet of the government. No, it's never independent. Emmanuel, you should know that. It is independent. It is independent, of course, yeah? Just by name.
No, we need to know and differentiate between facts and maybe rumors. We know that.
But that is not rumors.
We know that the judiciary is an independent body.
Independent.
Judiciary is independent.
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 It is independent for the rich.
No.
Not the poor.
Can you just?
I have a lot of examples that I cannot give right now.
Okay, that's according to Mr. Henry Nyamoya bringing the point. The point here is that the corrupt system of governance in our country is the one that makes it impossible for the newly elected leaders to deliver in whatever role they're being assigned in. Now, Mr. Henry, you've talked much about corruption.
Yes.
And you said that it's a country that we have much corruption, that leaders are unable to deliver.
Yeah.
And we've seen President William Ruto.
Yes.
Breaking a crack on the corrupt leaders. Do you believe that the current government that we are having of the fifth leadership president, is it fighting corruption?
It is never. No government has really fought corruption. It's just a mere talk. They are talking, but what they are doing on the ground is completely different. Emmanuel, never believe what comes out of the mouth of a man, because they keep on talking. But if you go to the ground, what is exactly happening at the ground is completely the opposite of what they are saying. Okay, if it's not true corruption, why do you think? I can answer that question even without answering. You answer it. Why do you think then everything we are promising Kenyans has never happened, has never come through? Everything is rising. Fuel, tax, life, everything in this country. But when you hear, when the president is addressing meetings outside there, what he insists or what anaongea ni ile kwamba he doesn't want to see corrupt people. They are working hard to finish corruption. But corruption starts at the top is the one who should give Kenyans experience, a good example, and start acting now, if not from yesterday.
So the government is not working to bring an end to corruption.
Which government? This government, our government, Kenya.
The government.
Let me tell you, Emmanuel. Kenyans are waiting for miracles to happen in this system of government. Kenyans are really waiting for miracles to happen. Let me tell you, we've since even 2.5 years without anything. Because, you know, they talk much, they do less. They don't even, actually, maybe I'm in another world, or another country, apart from this country I'm seeing. People are suffering. People are struggling to get their daily living. You know, it also depends, Emmanuel, the type of people who you have elected into your government as the president. Some of which cross confidence are the people who have been mentioned in various scandals in this country. Like NYS, you see, they are reviving it now.
No, then he was not a president.
I'm giving an example, like NYS as an example, which they have revived now, not revived, ile ambao wamefufua tena. Then, so many scandals have been in this government. Those people who are involved in those scandals are the ones who are the close confidants of the president. How do you expect them to perform? They won't, my brother, they won't. Because they are used with this menace of corruption. It is a disease that we need to solve in this country before anything.
We recently had a congress for female leaders.
Yeah.
And we saw various leaders being encouraging the female leaders to come up and participate in the coming UD elections come December.
Yeah.
As a way to encourage and bring more female leaders into the limelight of political participations, taking up oppositions. Is it possible for we to have the same political environment for both the female and for both the male, so that the qualifications maybe come? Maybe you want to be a UDA delegate in a constituency level, maybe you want to be a female leader. Is it going to be possible for leaders, the female leaders, or do we need to have a scenario whereby some particular positions are meant for only female? You know, if we go this way, we're going to reach a point where we say that we only need these positions to be for a man alone.
It is absolutely possible. It can be done. Nothing is impossible. But I've also told you that we talk, but we don't follow the rule of law. We don't follow our own constitution. You know, we will keep on amending year after year. We will keep on changing articles in the constitution, but actually we don't follow what we amend, or we don't do as per the constitution. So what I want to say is, if we really, as Kenyan people, stop corruption completely, because all of these scandals you are hearing, not Mavoko peke yake, all these scandals are year after year. You know, this one here is only 1 year since the president was sworn into the office.
No, let me get you right. Which question are you answering? You know, I've asked you about the female leaders.
Yeah, I'm coming there. You know, it is a big lie, I've told you, but it is possible. I've told you it is possible. It can happen. It can be done. That's what I've told you. But I have a question mark. And the question mark is, because of corruption and kwa kutozingatia sheria yetu, it is very impossible. Now, you see, it has been a discussion in parliament for a long time. From the 9th parliament, the 10th parliament, from 2010. So how many parliaments, how many terms since 2010?
This is the third one.
Yeah. So all these parliaments, this is the 13th parliament, nothing has happened. And the same people, Emmanuel, who are agitating for the change that we have gender balance, we have this, they are lying to women, they are cheating them.
No, but you've seen an increase.
Let the election come. You will come to tell me, even in Uta itself, you know, we are talking of Uta election.
Yeah.
Uta election. For good lucky, it is not elections. Elections, yani elections kawaida kama is general election. But this is Uta, a political party election. You know, again, you have reminded me. It can be easy if political parties also agree to change their constitution. They are the ones to start. They are the ones to nominate members or leaders according to gender balance.
But they've done so. We've seen them having nominated.
But when it comes to general election, do you see them anywhere?
You know, the likes of Gloria Robert, nominated senator for UDA. We have many who've been nominated by party. As a matter of fact,
you know, here is not a matter of nomination. We are talking of total gender balance. Total gender balance in the whole country.
Okay, we'll come back to you and you'll be telling us and guiding us more and more about maybe the leadership positions that we're seeing. Should be they male to female, some of them, so that we can reach the 50%. So this according to Senator for Narok County, Olekina, who was giving out that according to him, in 2027, we need to have 50% of leadership position being taken by females, pointing out first that they're less corruptible, that they're not easily convinced to have corruption, and two, that they care. But on the same point, Mr. Henry,
yes,
we've seen female leaders in our country who have been linked up with leadership scandals.
Yes.
Remember the likes of the devolution minister then?
Yes, I've even mentioned her right now.
Taking part in these scandals.
Yeah.
We saw most of the corruption cases or scandals, they're linked up with female accounts. Would be their wives or girlfriends, or would be, but they're females. We don't want to and say.
Yeah, we don't want to mention even their name.
And most cases they've been used as a tool for corruption transactions.
Yeah.
And then maybe for other people.
Yes.
Now, maybe my last question in this part of
no, before you go to your last question, there's something there. You have touched something there, man.
No, I'm the one to give you time.
Yeah.
Okay, then what do you want to say about it?
What I'm saying is a good example you have given by yourself. And this is what I've been telling you. It maybe could be Anna Waiguru as a female leader who was elected by that time. She was Minister for Devolution.
Yeah.
But because ile serikali aliingia kuna corruption, angeweza. Unanielewa? Angeweza. Angekuwa mzuri labda, lakini angeweza. What matters most is the government you are serving. Is it seriously working for the people? Is it seriously against corruption? You know, there are cases where a president can address people, as I've told you. He can say whatever he says, but actually what happens is not what is addressing people for.
Now that you brought this discussion to be about corruption, you really changed the topic back to corruption. Now, what's the role of opposition in fighting corruption?
Is to keep the government check, to be a watchdog, and for the people of the country, of the republic, actually is to watch, to keep the government on check, and to monitor the government in terms of development, in terms of resources, use of resources. Yeah.
I've asked you a question. What's the role of opposition in fighting corruption? Now, this was building up my next question. Our official opposition leader, Raila Odinga, has been recorded for cleansing or for cleaning up
Correct.
corrupt leaders. What's your take on this?
My brother, you know, even if we go round, we will still come to the same point. It starts at the top. In this country, it must start at the top. It depends on who was elected to serve the people of Kenya. It depends on who is the president, who is the head of state, and who are the people around him. Who are the ministers? How are these ministers elected or nominated into the cabinet? MPs. You know, there's this perception of political parties. You know, for example, this is Huda, and the other one was Chipiri. And remember, Emmanuel, these are the same people who are rotating from one government to another government. If you see within Ruto government, actually is pure members of the former government who were transferred into this government. Actually, they are the ones, and you are seeing them. So there can be no change because the same people who are working today with Ruto, if somebody else again wins as a president, they remove. Na watakubaliwa kwa vile, I don't know what happens with the president. Maybe he thinks that the people who are where nini wanaelewa mambo ya uongozi ama nini. So to Mr. Raila, actually Raila has worked tirelessly in the opposition, and if it were not Raila, I think this government could have been at its knees. But you know,
To be in its knees, you mean?
chini kabisa.
If it were not to be?
Raila, if it were not Raila. Yeah.
Make me understand that one.
I'm saying you have asked me the role of Raila more, especially the opposition, especially Raila.
Okay.
Yeah, that was your question. That's your question. Now, what I'm telling you is that, of course, there is opposition to keep the government on check. But let me tell you, according to our constitution, still the president has power. Recently, you saw Mandaman. Where did they go? The government overwhelmed them. Sometimes opposition can actually realize mambo mengi inafanyika hapa na pale, lakini hawawezani. Because still, even if we changed that, you know, we used to have a supreme president, yani a president whose ceremonial powers are vested in the presidents and whatever. So we pretended that we have changed hiyo kipengele, it president ana power. Hiyo ni maongezi tu ya juu. President still has power in this country. So hata opposition ni Raila wakisunguka, still they cannot stop corruption. Why? They have no powers to accuse. They have no powers to arrest. They have no powers. Yeah, what they can only provide is lawyers to defend, but they have no powers. You are seeing what is happening with our judiciary. Actually, it is a puppet of the government, completely a puppet of the government.
Now, we are having this wonderful discussion, and we are on with this powerful discussion with Henry Nyamweya here in Kenya News Alert, together with Channel 7 East Africa News. Now, this is building up our conversation to a different topic, but more related. Professor Lumumba always says that people with ideas, they don't have power. And those with power, they completely have no ideas on how to move the leadership to the next level. I don't know how true this statement is. Do you believe the challenges that we as Kenyans we are facing at the moment, the rocketing prices of oil, high cost of living, lack of jobs, high rate of population increase, insecurity challenges, we're having changes in curriculum of schools, we're having health issues, insurance coverage, manufacturing and housing and everything. Mzee Edno Nyamoya,
Yes, yes.
do you believe that were it to be that the former prime minister, the opposition leader Raila Amolo Odinga, were it to be that he's now the president, these challenges that we are facing as a country were to be sorted out?
You know, Emmanuel, let me answer you that question in this manner. You know, I've mentioned several times about one thing. Okay, let me put it this way. He can perform, yes, but if they really follow the law. You know, we have a guideline. Our own constitution is like a guideline that is governing the country. It's now what you have been seeing. We give manifesto to people. We tell people about our manifesto, what we are going to do and what we cannot. Like now, for example, you have mentioned high cost of living. Don't you think what I can say, it is unfortunate to Kenyans we elected a president who don't care. He doesn't care anymore about
our president. Is that okay?
He doesn't care anymore.
Are you for real, Mrs.
Yes, I'm for real. I'm saying the truth. He said
our president doesn't care.
He doesn't care. He doesn't.
Why are you saying that?
Let me try to explain, my brother. You know, we normally elect one president. We have one president. We don't have two presidents.
True.
However, the debut is almost, let me use almost, equally as the president according to the constitution we have, but the president is one. You know, as a father of the nation, you cannot stand before the people, your daughters and sons, your children, and promise them food, of which you don't do. Number two, okay, you have been hearing our president talking about fertilizer. I think that's
no, I'm
coming.
I want you to go straight to the point and answer me that if we had Raila Amolo Odinga as the president, with the challenges we are experiencing as a country,
already, you know,
will he have sorted them? Yes or no?
Already, you know, I've answered you. Angefanya vizuri kuliko mwenye ako. Okay, but
no,
listen.
I don't want to give you time to explain because
Okay. Do we
a minute? Only a minute.
Yeah, give me a minute because this needs a lot of explanation, my brother. It's not a joke. Yeah. So what I'm saying, we don't follow the rule of law completely in Kenya. This is the only country we don't follow the rule of law. You have given a good example from Professor Mumba. Huh? Do you think if we really followed our own constitution? Huh?
You know, I'm worried when you tell us that we don't follow the rule.
We don't.
As a country,
politicians, we don't.
Okay, you as a politician, maybe you don't follow. But to our viewers, is it really that as a country we don't follow the rule of law? Those who have been employed. You know, we need to be very honest here. That's why we have unbiased discussion.
Yeah.
When you pointed out that we have a president who don't care.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
And for sure, you've maybe given your own reasons to us why you think our president
he gives empty promises to Kenyans. Actually, let me ask you. That's why I was coming to mambo na fertilizer and whatever. You know, as the father of the nation, you must be very careful. And this is what the same professor you have referred to, Professor Mumba says, when you are the father of the nation, be careful of what comes out of your mouth. What the president is doing is using taxpayers' money on trips to various countries, but hatuna matunda kutoka hapo. Like now, you know, what he used to promise Kenyans na yenye anafanya sahi Manuel ni tofauti. Okay, what I'm saying in short what I'm saying, yes. There are so many things needs to be done in the country. Sio mambo nambolea tu peke yake, lakini president ajaribu at least, unajua kama angekuwa amefanya kitu fulani apart from Bodea, apart from building affordable housing units, we have another project in place that can create employment for the youths. For now, we are saying,
now that's according to you, and
yeah.
given out to why you believe maybe the president is a don't care. That's according to Henry Nyamwera, who's saying maybe the president is a don't care. As we almost come to the end, I have this wonderful question to you. To ask you.
Yeah, you can ask.
The proceedings that we see at Mavoko. First, I want to answer me in a yes or no question.
Yes.
Is it the right thing? Okay, first I want to ask, is it the government that's destroying the houses, or is the company that's destroying the houses?
It is the government destroying the houses.
You get my question well?
Yes, you asked me, is it the government or the company?
Who is destroying the
I've
houses?
answered you, it is the government.
Are you sure?
Yes.
How come?
You know, I've gone there personally. Me.
You were there the other day?
I did some investigations from those people on the ground. Actually, let me give you an example. If it is the company, then why we have 1,000 Jesus there? The people who are demolishing NYS, the role of Jesus and whatever ni kuangalia tu nyumba imeenda chini. Let me tell you. But that is a government land. Let me answer you.
You've answered.
Yeah,
the thing is, you've answered. According to you, is the government that's destroying the houses.
Yes.
According to you.
Yeah, it's not according to me. And it is the government.
It's in record that this is a court ruling that has been made, and this ruling says that the land belongs to the company.
My brother, let us.
I'm giving you time to answer the question.
Yeah. Okay. You finish the question first.
This is a court ruling that has been made.
Yes.
That this property
I know and I'm aware.
to this and this.
Yes.
Where does the government again come in?
Let me tell you. The company, Mombasa Cement, Portland Cement, that land is for the government. It is leased. It is leased. Still, the land is for the government. Did you hear the president himself from his mouth? Akisema, sehemu moja tutachenga affordable houses. Let me answer you. Sehemu moja tutachenga affordable houses. Wacha niseme vile alisema. Ingine sijui ni kitu gani ila alitaja. Na ingine sijui ni kitu gani ila alitaja. How can they build affordable houses on the land of company, certain company?
But the picture I want to bring here, that this land first as the original owners. The cartels and fraudsters have come in and have sold this land to innocent Kenyans.
I agree with that.
On a cheaper throwaway price.
Yeah.
Innocent Kenyans have purchased this piece of land.
Exactly.
They have constructed up their properties, their buildings, and they have started living in.
Yeah.
Without knowing the original real owners.
Yeah.
It has been taken to court. And the real owner have challenged. And the court has made a ruling. That this is your own property.
Yeah.
This is your own land.
Yes.
You have every right to chase away those dwelling in there.
Yeah.
And if you want to resell the land, you resell it again. That's a court ruling.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Henry Nyamwera, I'm asking you this question.
Yes.
Where does the government really come in this point? That's question one.
Yes.
And question two, is it the right thing that the government did, the court did, or the company did by destroying the houses? That's the point we need to discuss.
Emmanuel, let me answer you. And I answer you according to what is going on, and according to what exactly happening, and according to the reality on the ground. Number one, these people whose houses were demolished have been there for 13 years.
That's a short period. That's short.
Listen, Emmanuel. They have been there for 13 years. 13 years. 13 years, a child who was born has gone to secondary. 13 years. Okay. they are taxed by the government in the same place. They have schools, they have they have churches built there. They have, if you have, I wish you went there. So they have a sub chief who is for the government. Okay, I've already mentioned to you the people who were involved in this process, who sold this land to them. Even though they have stayed there for long, government people are people who are very well famous and known by the government, including a county commissioner.
So
okay, no.
On the point, on the same point.
According to our e-citizen, maybe you have gone for abstract, maybe we have gone for a passport, maybe you have gone for anything, or somebody amekuduru amekufanyia nini hizo vitu zote za serikali. Okay, when these houses were built, Emmanuel, before you start foundation, before you start foundation of any house like this one, there must be a plan, and this plan must be certified by the government, the same government. So we can't rule out or say the government was not aware, and then these people are a boarding station here. Remember, these people are a boarding station here. Okay, before you start a school, any school, it must be registered. Let me answer you, Emmanuel. I'm giving this example so that you.
No, I don't want you to give me example.
You can understand that the government is fully involved.
No, you know,
there will be
the point here.
Yeah.
I mean, before you continue on.
Yeah.
It seems that maybe you've not found the entire research. Members who took the case to court, local members, the reason why they did here some of the chiefs and sub-chiefs and the commissioners is there were many cases featuring the grabbing of the same land. So the question to them,
but who are these people involved in this process?
That's what I'm building for you to understand what's happening here. The local members have gone and reported that there's land grabbing in this point.
Yes.
They've reported severally to the area chiefs. The area chiefs did nothing. They kept quiet. The area MP did not do nothing. So their point of this summoning is, why did you not report this? Which action did you take for this land grabbing?
Yeah.
And this thing,
Emmanuel, are we telling Kenyans? Not you. Are we telling Kenyans that even when these houses were constructed, maybe they were constructed at night, it was a broad daylight?
And that's why I'm bringing you to the point. Last year, November, we saw most of the school. Saying that the few individuals who are taking the government property will not allow them. You know, it started a long time ago, and he told them we want to flatten them. The few individuals, So meaning they've known the few individuals. Maybe they could be influential with the government. And Moses pointed to them that we've known them, we've known you, and we've known you. And this point, we need to point to Mavoko because we don't finding the thing. Other kinds of things. No, I'm hoping you. That's why you should keep quiet. No, you must know your point here. Now, we've seen these things happening all over the country, not only in Mavoko. We found out that land that belongs maybe to a public school, we've had these problems affecting us. That because maybe due to change of leadership positions and the continued changing in leadership, the land that initially belonged to the government, land that initially belonged to the government has changed ownership. Maybe the land was 10 hectares, maybe for this particular primary school. According to the surveyors, then they surveyed the land and found out that this belonged to the primary school, this section belonged to the secondary school, this section belonged to the religious institution, this section of land belonged to health, And this land is public land, maybe belonging to the public market. And this one you know. And you found out the cartels who decided to, maybe because the land was not in use, the government had not given money for it, people decided to take government land and use it for their short-term business and usages. But when the right time comes and the government wants its real public land, maybe to construct a market, we've seen this happening all over the
Yeah, there's something I want to remind you.
Is it when the government now comes to crack down and remove and finish everything, is it now that the government becomes an enemy to the people?
Of course not, but there's a reality. There's something I want to tell you.
Okay.
Maybe you are not aware. The government came out strongly defending the demolition of these houses or whatever is happening there. The government. At the same time, the government mentioned that what they want to do on that land is to build affordable houses. Are you seeing, Emmanuel? Affordable houses. Now the question we are asking, the multi-million properties that have been demolished in this land, and the government is purporting to build affordable houses apart from the ones that have been demolished. At the same time, yesterday, the Mombasa Portland Cement came out advertising.
Is it Mombasa or East Africa?
East Africa Portland Cement yesterday advertised another parcel of land. After that, listen first. Still this land yenye ambao wanasema still watu wanakaa hapo. But do you know what they said? They said we know people are still occupying that land, or there are people still there, but what we can advise, we give first opportunities to those ones who are staying there. That's the company itself. Okay, now in the side of the government, what I can advise or say, actually, what has brought a lot of discussion, a lot of arguments concerning what has been done at Mavoko is that instead of demolishing and purports building another affordable housing, already the same company is selling another land, another parcel of land somewhere. They were to transfer these people to that parcel of land, or leave them the way they are, whatever they want to build, they take it to the other side.
Now, that's according to Henry Nyamoya giving his suggestions, but you've not answered my question, but because of time, we'll have to come to the end of these discussions, which have been unbiased political discussions. We started by talking about the importance of having 50% female leadership in the Kenyan government system, and even building up and ending up at the point of land strategy. You have anything to tell our viewers before we come to the end?
What I can tell you, our viewers, is that we are in the same government. We have one father of the nation, that is President Dr. William Samoei Ruto. What I can say is that, Mr. President, if you are getting this information, kindly work for the people you promised to work for. We are at a very yani tuko kwa shida, Wakenya wako kwa shida. I know you are close confidence, the people who are close to you maybe fear telling you the truth, but the reality on the ground is that people are suffering. Just as you go around, do your investigations.
Now, that's according to Henry Nyamoya giving his part in short. According to him, these discussions are helpful to make informed decisions and maybe leadership decisions on how to run different political leadership positions in our country and beyond the world. I am Emmanuel Bosire. Thank you for joining us here at Kenya News Alert TV together with Channel 7 East Africa, where we bring you this and kind of political discussion. Until then, goodbye.
Thank you.